Hi everyone! Today's Monday Monologue, I'm going to be speaking about how to avoid letting the world make you feel smaller and how generosity is a regulated state. When the body feels safe, it shares its resources naturally. Things like time, creativity, care. It collaborates, it contributes, and it creates with others. But when generosity lands in the wrong place, the nervous system learns to adapt very quickly. It learns to protect. And if we're not careful, that protection can slowly make us feel, act, or just be smaller. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my own personal experiences of the past couple of weeks and how this pertains to this monologue. A couple of weeks ago, I was part of an International Women's Day event here on the island. And during one of the conversations, we were speaking about our strengths, qualities that we naturally bring into the world without even trying. Now, one of mine was described very kindly as generosity. If I'm honest, that felt very true. I tend to give quite freely. It's one of my favorite things to do. Things like my time, my energy, my ideas, my presence, sometimes even my work. And I'm sure, like many of you, often that's because I believe in something or someone or the potential of what something could become. The truth about generosity is that it occasionally falls into the wrong hands or gets mishandled. And sometimes it can be mistaken for things like availability or obligation. And sometimes it can even land in places that just don't know how to hold it. Now, this past week has given me a real moment to sit with some of that. A small accident on my bike has forced me to slow down physically for a little while. I've got whiplash, concussion, and a few bumps and bruises. It's been the kind of pause where my body's insisted that whether my mind agrees or not. Almost the same time, I found myself stepping away from somewhere where I've been giving and investing my time and energy quite a lot, especially at the beginning when I genuinely believed in what it could become. Those two things arriving together created a very interesting moment of perspective for me. And I wanted to share. Because when something ends abruptly and when your body forces you to stop, your nervous system often reveals the truth before your mind has even finished constructing the story or the narrative. Our brains are remarkable at rationalizing, explaining things away, or convincing us to keep pushing through situations that require more energy than they return. But the body is less interested in narratives. It's interested in safety, reciprocity, and coherence. When things like generosity are met with respect, something extraordinary happens. Trust grows, communities form, ideas become movement, and things like music might become shared experience. But when generosity repeatedly lands in places where it isn't valued, your nervous system does what it was designed to do. It protects. We become a little more guarded, a little more cautious about where our energy goes. Sometimes people interpret that protection as bitterness or withdrawal. But protection is not the same thing as closing your heart. It's discernment. Spiritual traditions have spoken about this for thousands of years. Generosity has always been considered a virtue, but rarely a blind one. And the wisdom is not to stop giving. The wisdom is to understand where giving creates life and where it simply depletes you. So I personally made a small agreement with myself. Something does not align with 5 values that feel non-negotiable to me now, that my generosity no longer goes there. This is not from resentment. It's not from withholding. It's from alignment and growth. Because generosity should never require you to abandon yourself. And the world does not become better when generous people become smaller. The world becomes better when generous people become wiser about where their energy belongs. So if you want something kind of simple to sit with today, try this. Bring your mind to 3 places in your life. 1 where your generosity feels genuinely valued. 1 where it feels fairly neutral. And 1 where it feels quietly taken for granted. It doesn't have to be an extremity. And I just want you to notice what your body does as you think about each one. And you can even write it out. Ask yourself whether you're softening, tightening, what's happening to your breath, what's happening to your heart rate, what's happening to your mind and your thoughts. Because very often the nervous system already knows where your energy is welcome. And generosity, placed in the right soil, has an extraordinary way of multiplying. So there's some thoughts. Have a great Monday. Have a great week. Take care of yourself and take care of others. And be safe on the roads if you're on a bike. Take